Hey, what's up? It's AD. Happy 4th of July week. Funkhauser and I, we hope you're having a great one. All week long, as part of our celebration of all things American, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite interviews with great American entertainers. Today on the show, a legendary American songwriter and singer, Melissa Etheridge, is our guest. She talks about her album, Memphis Rock and Soul. She talks about the song Pulse that she wrote for the people of Orlando, and she talks about her earliest musical memories. Enjoy. And again, happy 4th of July. As we're celebrating our freedom, we hope that you will join us in giving thanks to those that gave us our independence. Going all the way back to 1776, we thank those that have safeguarded our independence ever since. We thank current active duty military, and we would especially like to thank those that made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives so that we may live ours in freedom. Happy 4th of July.
Turn it up, Funkhauser. Yes! We are privileged, ladies and gentlemen, to have on the show with us today as part of our Punk Rock Politics interview series, Melissa Etheridge.
Hello, I'm fine. Melissa here.
So grateful to be able to talk to you today. Melissa Etheridge, a woman who's been making music for over 30 years, brought home a couple of Grammys, an Academy Award, an Oscar, and we're privileged to be able to talk to you today. Memphis Rock and Soul is the new album, but before that, I wanted to get into a little bit of history with you. Is that cool?
I'm fine with that. I love history.
Good, because when I was a kid in the car, and I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember hearing on the radio, somebody bring me some water. And as a kid, that was one of the very first times where I ever heard music and went, who is this? What's going on with it? I don't know exactly what she's singing about, but she means it. I was just struck by your voice and just taken aback by it. And this is pre-internet, so I'm just like, Melissa Etheridge, Melissa Etheridge, Melissa Etheridge. And lo and behold, you were on TV the next night. I think it was maybe Top of the Pops because I grew up in England. But It was just, your record was one of the first records to ever really reach me on an emotional level.
Oh man, that means so much. And I got to tell you, I've witnessing a whole new generation of I'm imagining you're in your 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your age group is now, they're coming to my shows. They're saying, I grew up on you. I love the ones that, and I'm grateful to your parents for raising you right and having you listen to good music.
Well, I mean, honestly, what's so funny is oh, wow, I get to talk to Melissa Etheridge today. And I was like, that song, the way that hit me when I was 6 years old or whatever it was, I wonder if it's still the same thing. And I just YouTubed your first ever appearance on network television, David Letterman. And same deal, same right goosebumps on. Now as an adult as I got when I was a kid from hearing your voice. And because you'd had such a powerful impact, it made me wonder, what was the first song or artist or record, or maybe you saw a live show or a television appearance that just hit you where you went, oh, this is it. Music is what I'm going to be doing. What was that?
Wow. Well, that was it was kind of a tidal wave of things. I don't know if there's one where I could say this. I do have the first memory.
Uh-huh.
I'm about 3 or 4 years old, and I'm standing in a gravel driveway, probably in my shorts. Who knows what I'm wearing? I'm Kansas white trash, but I'm holding a transistor radio, and it sounds like angels coming through singing, I want to hold your hand. It was the Beatles. It was the Beatles, absolutely. And my sister had the album. She was older than me. And I started listening to that. And my parents had a great taste in music. And it was the Aretha Franklin albums. It was Otis Redding. And that's one of the reasons that this new album that I have out, Memphis Rock and Soul, it's it's exactly what you described. Is the reason that I went back and did these songs, because when I was a kid and I first heard Hold On, I'm Coming, Sam and Dave, that's the force, the power, the feel, the emotion. I want to get into that again. I want to perform that again. I want to feel that, and so that's where this album came from.
And You know, what's interesting to me is you went to Memphis to make this record. Now, clear this up for me. Did you or did you not sing into Al Green's old microphone?
Oh, absolutely. Number 9 is what they call it. Yeah.
Yes.
You can see there's a picture, I think, on the back of the album, or it's one of the pictures in the album, and it's the microphone, and it's very, they treat it, it's like they only bring it out for special people, and they allowed me to use it. I was like, thank you very much, but it's number 9, and that's Al Green's microphone. Yep.
Oh my gosh. And you know what's kind of interesting for me, like I think it was hearing your voice, and one of the things about that was like this woman's music is an extension of who she is. Not people can't do this. You're a rare gem throughout the history of music and the world, but you have an ability to communicate who you are and what you feel through music.
Well, thank you. I think that comes from growing up in the Midwest, and you might get this a little having grown up in England. But there's a sense of let's not show our emotions. Let's pretend.
Yes, I say stiff upper lip.
Stiff upper lip, exactly. Everything's okay. Nothing wrong here. No, pass by. Nothing. Just a flesh wound, the sort of thing. In Kansas, that's what we had. Also, it was very much the tensions were always underlying, but we weren't allowed to talk about them. It was just do your best and don't talk about it. So when I discovered music and I started having feelings, and the music would translate that feeling. Then I was like, oh my God, let me do this. And when I started singing it, I found that I could put this in there. My friends will tell me how funny it is that you can listen to my music. You can listen to Bring Me Some Water and I'm the Only One and Like the Way I Do, and all this intense intensity. But I'm a very, very calm person, and it's because I put it all in the music, and that's this perfect place that it was either that or I might have ended up in jail. I'm not sure. So so doing the music, being able to sing it, singing rock and roll, letting it all out on stage and leaving it there is really saved my life.
Well, one of the cities we're on in is Orlando, and you wrote a song called Pulse, which, look, that's an incredibly brave thing to do. Just because you want to. Look, the day we had to go on the radio after what happened at Pulse nightclub in Orlando, you're just like, we have to do the right thing by the people in this city that have been affected by this. And that's no small thing. And to say, I'm going to write a song for these people, about these people, that really takes something. And you did it. It's gut-wrenchingly beautiful and healing for people to listen to.
Oh, thank you. That was totally the intention, because I picked up that guitar. I was in New York City, and I was in my apartment, and I just picked up the guitar, and I was playing and singing to heal myself, because this just knocked me over, and it just brought me to my knees and made me so incredibly sad. And because I know these gay bars. I know these places. I spent decades in these places, and I know these people, and it's a safe place, and the community. And I know Orlando, and it just I started writing just to heal myself a little, and I wanted to reach that place of, God, I just I want to be angry at somebody. I want to just hurt somebody. No, that I can't do that. I have to go there. There's so much pain on all sides of this. Every part of this is just painful. And if nothing else, let us all realize that we all have a pulse. And the name of the club being Pulse just really, really hit me. And I, and so, then I come up with a line, the love will always win, that we have to come out of this with the understanding that love is still more powerful than any automatic rifle. Love will always win. Underneath the skin, everybody's got a pulse.
Beautiful. Sorry. Well, excuse me. Yes. No, you're absolutely right. And you're this person that has this ability to turn your thoughts, your feelings, who you are as a person into music and words and chords, and reach people in this way. And just by your very nature of who you are, your music has always had a social and a political conscience, and you've always stood for something, which is why I was thinking about this. I was like, Memphis Rock and Soul, to me, I was like, that's interesting, because that's purely music. That's paying homage to really important music. But then I thought to myself, No, it's not, because it's hearkening back to a time where music was a meritocracy, and Stax doesn't matter who you are. You could be any color, any race, any age, and if you could sing or if you could play, they were interested in you.
Yeah, that was what really attracted me to this project. Was not only is it so much of the influence of the music that I come from, but the having lived now 55 years and experienced all kinds of fear from of being the other, from LGBT to just a woman to whatever it is, and to now today look around and see that these issues are up front and center. We're still talking race. We're still talking how do we move past this. And so to go down to Stax, where, man, you walk through that door and the Booker T and the MGs, there's 2 black guys, 2 white guys. Stax was owned by whites, but it was run by blacks. It was shared. It was they never ever had a racial problem in there until after Martin Luther King was killed down the block.
Right down the block.
Yeah. So, but it was so, it felt to me so timely now to bring these songs, to bring the song "Respect Yourself." I actually got to use the masters, the Stax at Concord Records owned the masters. I was actually the song that you hear of that on the album. The others I recorded with live musicians. I went down and recorded them. But this song, this is the masters. These are the Muscle Shoals dudes. That's the Staple Singer singing in the background. And I rearranged.
Incredible.
I rearranged that song and I updated the lyrics. That's what I wanted to do, was to take a song that was so powerful in the early 70s, talking about the racial issues. They make Ku Klux Klan references in that song. And so I called in a wonderful African-American writer, singer-songwriter, Priscilla Renee, and her and I just collaborated and came together on lyrics talking about, look, if we're going to change this world, if we're going to stand up and change this, we got to start inside. We have to respect ourselves. We have to start walking and showing that respect, each of us, that we can't be pointing fingers and saying, you do this, until each of us stands with that respect. Because when you respect yourself, you know how to respect others, and then that respect will come back to you. That's just the way it works.
I really, just thinking about you making this record, I was like, wow, it's a pure music thing. And then I stopped and I thought, I was like, no, it couldn't. No, I was like, it could not be more the opposite. I mean, here we are going into an election where America is, to the best of my memory, the most divided it's ever been. At least that's how it feels for me in my lifetime. And here you present us with Memphis Rock and Soul, an album based on the foundation of equality and meritocracy through music and musical ability, and the ability to bring people together through your music, no matter who you are or where you come from.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're at, and I believe we're going to a better place. I believe we're leaving behind this division. I believe what we're witnessing now is the death of the fear of the other being the rule of the day. That there'll be fear forever, but that it no longer rules us anymore, that we can live the principles of what our forefathers founded this country on, and that's that, all of us are created equal. What an amazing thought.
Well, there's that old expression, how would you live your life if you weren't afraid? And I'd say you'd live it like Melissa Etheridge.
Amen. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. I learned once I went through breast cancer and was, saw death and went, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be a slave to that or afraid of that anymore. Life, there's 2 choices in everything, love and fear. And let's choose love, because that's a really great road to go down.
Well, we choose love with Melissa Etheridge, and if you want the musical embodiment of love, do yourself a favor, listen to the music that she loves, Memphis Rock and Soul. Melissa Etheridge, thank you so very much for making time for us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day.